how is the unity? How was the unity in the community then coming up to how it is now?
I tell people this all the time, and I think I've said it before. Hunters Point was a unity. It was called Hunters Point.
Yeah.
We were all one. It wasn't no big eyes, a little T's, whatever they said.
Or little U's.
Little U's, whatever. It was Hunters Point. You had West Point up top, then you had Harbor Road, then you right there Sherview and LaSalle, then you come down, you had Oakdale.
Yeah.
Go down a little further, you had Lee's Corner right there, or however, and then Hollister was a little bit right there, and Gilman, then you had Deborah.
Yeah.
Come back the other way, you had Kirkwood, you had Palouse, 3rd Street.
Right.
We were all Hunters Point. I would give parties, we all show up. We would play football and basketball against each other. Yeah. Of course, it's a thing called sin, and it's a thing called the devil. They crept in slowly but surely and divided us. And then we got the beefing among turfs. You got West Point beefing with Harbor Road. We got Oakdale beefing with West Point. You got Harbor Road beefing with Deborah. So that went on for a minute. And then it got worse. Yeah. To where the turfs were beefing with each other. Yeah. So Harbor Road just beefed with each other, and it just self-destructed. And it destroyed, which was a dynasty. Right. Hunters Point. And you see in that segment, I never said Harbor Road was the high powers. You do your math yourself. Anybody who lived in the era will say, well, Harbor Road was the kings of the Hunters Point. But I don't want to be modest and say that, because I don't want to step on nobody else's toes and say that we were better than West Point, or say we were better than Oakdale, or we were better than Sherview, or we were better than Deborah. I don't want to do that. But if you were in that era, you would already know.
Yeah.
That everything ran through Harbor Road. Yeah. You know, Oakdale had their parties. Yeah, I went to a few of them. West Point had their parties. But at the end of the day, you had Harbor Road, which was this high-powered turf that had Wyser, that had RBL Posse, they had Big Block, and just was putting Hunters Point on the map.
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir.
I give credit to all of the turfs and say we were Hunters Point.
Right.
Now it's too far gone to save it. So now I wouldn't even say Hunters Point. I'll stick with the safe word to say Bayview.
Right. Right.
Just say Bayview.
Right. I got you.
Bayview Hunters Point. That's it. Bayview sounds safe.
That's, man. So where do you see moving forward? Do you feel like it's a way we can connect it again or make it better?
Honestly, it's always a way. God gives every man a will. Yeah. And it's a way. People say pray. Listen, you can pray until you stop breathing. We're in the last days. Yeah. So it's no way of coming back from violence. What you do is you pray that people be delivered among their self, right, to better their self. If you take responsibility for your life, I take responsibility for my life, this person take responsibility for their life, this person take responsibility for their life, so we all are being responsible. Now you got something going. You got unity. I'm not trying to fight you because I don't want to fight myself. You're not trying to fight me because you don't want to fight yourself. So what the prayer should be is that, listen, we all come to the understanding that this is not working. Okay. Me killing him is going to either put him in the grave and put me in prison. Him killing me going to put me in the grave and put him in prison. So we both lose. Right. So let's both win and let's both live. Right. That's wisdom right there.
That's wisdom.
That's why I call myself Wyser.
Oh, wow.
So that's what the prayer is. But yes, I mean, everything can be helped. We're on somewhat of the right track. You got people like Herm Lewis. You got people like SJ. That's my boy, SJ. One knee, SJ. One knee, baby. Y'all don't know what that means, but me and SJ know what that means. So you got SJ, you got Roy Lee, and people like that give little functions. Dion Otis, they give little softball games. You got the legendary TC. He give little functions. And as long as we continue to give those functions, and we come together as the OGs, and we show the youngsters, hey, listen, we beyond that, and we don't pay no mind. Hey, y'all want to kill each other and send each other to prison, y'all can do that. But this is the way to do it. And if you want to get to our age, and you want to get to where we at, and you want to be able to be 50 to 60 years old and still kick a leg and still have a drink and barbecue and get something to eat and socialize and mingle and dance with the women and do different stuff, then you're going to have to stop doing what you're doing. And then otherwise, you're going to just see us doing it as you continue to just waste away. And you won't get, so we got to show them that it's a better way. Trying to talk to them can work, but if they're not listening to their mom and daddy, who are me? If they're not listening to the police that would tell you if you kill, you're going to prison, and they still kill, who are me? So I have to just put them in God's hand, and I got to live my life, but I have to let them see, because if we're as OGs are ratchet, then we don't become role models for them. But if we allow ourselves to humble and be efficient, then they see that. And they're like, wait a minute, I want to get that age. How do I get that age?
That's true. That's true, because a lot of brothers didn't make it. A lot of brothers didn't make it past 15, 16.
A lot of brothers. I've been to 40 funerals from guys in Bayview, Hunters Point that didn't make it past 21. From each turf that I've named. Dead and gone at 19, at 20, at 18, gone. And they've been, some of them been gone for 30 years. 25 years, gone. But thank God I'm still here. For the grace and mercy of God.
So how you feel about the killings in hip hop today?
I feel that the killings are just cruel. I mean, it's no different. All of these rappers that are getting murdered, because and I don't want to point fingers or judge, because the Bible says in Matthew 7:1, judge ye not, ye should be judged. I'm gonna quote my scriptures now. Still a preacher, and but I feel what it is that a lot of these rappers that's getting murdered is because they refuse to pull away from the attachment of that life. Now that they have something going for themselves, they still want to have the best of both worlds. And sometimes you can't have your foot in both worlds. They're just not getting killed because they're just innocent.
Of course.
And I tell people this all the time. A lot of people that do get killed, even in our era, it was a few innocent ones, but it wasn't a whole lot. A lot of cats done dirt. They done something, and it just it's called karma. It came back and caught up with you. Down the road, you had done something, and now I finally catching up with you. But it was very seldom a few people that just did all the right things and was murdered. Unless it was an innocent bystander and the bullet missed and hit them. So, people, we're so quick to say, oh, they done killed my nephew. He didn't do nothing wrong. No. It's something you don't know what he done. But then it is sometimes that they didn't do nothing wrong. They're called casualties of war. Innocent people die just like crooked people die. But, when you kind of make it, you have to pull away. Kind of what I've done. I just left, and when I left, I refused to go back to Wyser. Okay, I said I got to do something different. When I came back from Florida, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take off the bud, and I'm gonna call myself Wyser. And a lot of people say, why do you call yourself Wyser? Because I got wise. I've outgrew the old me.
That's dope.
And I've become a new creature. Not just a new creature in Christ, which is the best thing you can become, but I became a new creature in myself. In my way I think, in the way I walk, in the way I talk, in the way I live my everyday life. Before I sold dope, now I work. You know what I'm saying? Before I curse you out and I smoke and drink and go bad, now I go out and eat and go see movies and go to the a fair.
Right.
You know, I've become a part of society in a good way. You know, if you want to be hypothetical, I become a citizen.
Right, right.
Of the United States of America.
That's dope.
Instead of a hoodlum.
Yeah. I want to take it back just a little and ask
Yeah,
you.
go ahead.
What music was you into?
It's funny that you asked that question. I grew up listening to old school.
Right.
You know, the OJs, Temptations. I grew up listening Donna Ross, Sam Cooke. My dad was he sings gospel and he sounds just like Sam Cooke. I grew up, my mom listened to Clarence Carter and Bobby Blue Bland. So then by the time that Rapture came on the scene, I liked it, you know, Curtis Blow, and I liked the Ron DMC. Clean cut rap, you know, I liked it, Ice-T, you know, clean cut, you know, and one of my favorite rappers, Scott LaRock, that got murdered, you know.
Right.
You know, I like this Scott LaRock, you know. So that none of those things influenced me to want to rap. Those are just, you asked the question, music I liked.
Right.
But I was into gospel.
Right.
You know, the Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Okay.
You know, the Alabama Mass Choir, Mississippi Mass Choir. I was into gospel. I liked it. Some of Aretha Franklin gospel. I liked it. I can't forget the lady's name. But it's a few different. But I was into, because I was a preacher, remember?
Right.
At a young age.
Right.
So I was into gossip. But I would sneak and listen, and my mom didn't know. Would listen to a little rap or whatever.
Right.
But, you know, I never really embraced the super hardcore rapper. That's probably why I wasn't never a hardcore rapper.
Right.
It ain't like I couldn't do it. I just write lyrics.
Right.
But I'm more of a storyteller.
Right.
If you listen to any of my songs, besides the first product, you know, Life as a Nigga, yeah, of course, I try to. But when I switched up to Wyser, a lot of my stuff is storytelling.